Dark. Hello. Happy Monday. Happy going to be Monday. Okay, before we start, I just have to get your overall impression of the motherfucking DNC. How was it?
It was good.
I'm gonna let Chris talk first before I start.
From what I saw, because I was on the plane when Kamala spoke,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw snippets from the other times and her husband speaking, and I did see Barack speak and most of Michelle, who's, I mean, first of all, is he the most dynamic speaker of our time? Really?
Who, him?
Barack? He may be the most dynamic.
He's up there. He is.
Like, who else? Like, Clinton was really good in
The
general.
second is his wife.
Right. Because
She's up there. I don't know. It's tit for tat with them two because did you see the meme where they're in the house and they're like pretending that people are like doing these memes of them in the house writing their speeches and they're just going at it like battling? They both were awesome. I don't know which one I like more. No, I do. Hers.
Her. Yeah, well, she's pretty powerful. So that was good. I think we have hope now. You know? I think we have hope.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tanya.
I think that the Obamas are now at the point where they're like, we're just going full on in. Screw that bullshit. When they go low, we go high. We're just taking it straight to the gutter. And I like that. The only thing that I did not like about the DNC is, of all, I'm just saying this because I'm not a fan of him. Never been a fan of him. I am not into DJ Cassidy. I think DJ Cassidy is a wannabe. And I'm going to just say that.
Okay. I honestly
all the
didn't know
DJs
who
in the world, they could have had D-Nice.
Uh-oh, somebody's coming in.
Hey.
Oh, Miss Vanessa Williams.
Just stop. Oh my God, look at that baby.
Jillian says hi. Roscoe's over there.
Hey.
Look at him overtaking everything. The whole ass couch.
Yes.
You must be on a break.
I am.
Are you on break today?
Yeah, he's upstairs watching Moana. So
he loves Moana.
Watching Moana.
My granddaughter loves it too, and that's basically the only thing she wants to watch.
Exactly.
How are you? Are you on break from your acting job? Right?
I am on break. I got back from the UK last Sunday, so I've been home for just about a week. And then I jumped on, do you know the show Elsbeth on CBS?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm doing an episode of that.
And feel free to slip Wendell my cell phone number. I'll give it to you. What's his name? Wendell.
No, I'm not
I have a crush. I have a mad crush on him.
I do too.
It's a cute show. It's like a serial CBS type of, and she's kind of like a quirky. Is she a detective? Is that what it is, Ness?
It's called
Elsbeth, yeah.
Is this the first season or a second season?
Yeah, but the actress that plays Elsbeth, I know her from the Niecy Nash series on, I think it was on USA. I think it was USA. The nail.
Pause.
Yeah, pause.
Pause.
Yeah, she was on that, and she was really good on that. I love that series. It was really good.
Okay, so that kind of started. The first season was kind of like midway through the year. It didn't have a full season last time. Okay. Okay, I didn't know. Yeah, because I did see it come up, but I very rarely go to see it. But I'm gonna watch it now. And you said Wendell is in there.
Wendell Pierce. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it.
No.
I'm watching it because Tanya and I are gonna have to fight for him.
I don't have to fight you for him, boo boo. We can be sister wives. Let's just do it. Listen, them white women do it. Why can't we? Call it a day. You can have him Monday through Wednesday, and we can rotate. I don't give a shit. I don't need.
Well, you can have him in the daytime because you can that at Cindy.
Married.
Exactly.
I just need to have a little companion time. That's all I have.
Because I said she can have him in the daytime because she go to bed at 7.
That's right.
I can have
I can have him from the hours of 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. Because 9 times out of 10, by 6:30, I am lights out in the bed. I'm no use to anybody after 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Done.
So, Miss Williams, please tell us about your play in the UK.
And let's talk about your album, Survivor. Because, sis, you killed it.
There you are. I didn't know you were called out.
Let's go. Listen, I'm just trying to give you your flowers and talk about the album. But we can go into Love Is Blind. Let's go.
And before we do, and speaking of flowers, I love the artwork on that on the cover. That's always my favorite when people do that. I love it.
Action.
Is she breaking up?
Yeah, a couple songs from her first album.
Mm-hmm.
Right Stuff.
Oh, I think she froze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I recognize some of the songs that growing up, like La Costa. Oh, we lost her. One of the songs, like La Costa, we used to listen to the original of it, and I was like, oh, she remade that because it's one of those things that I remember, like she used to love the Angela Bofill. She loves the Angela Bofill song, "Angel of the Night." You know that song? She's an angel from the night. I was surprised that she didn't do that, but there was another one, La Costa, I think. That's one of the ones that we grew up on that I was surprised to hear when she remade it. So
I will say my favorite song off the album, outside of Legs and Bop, and then we can get into Love Is Blind, is being good isn't good enough.
Well, that was good.
It's a Barbara Streisand song. It's a Barbara. Well, I don't know if it really is a Barbara Streisand song, but she sang it first. And when I listened to that, I literally was on the floor.
Yeah, that was a good one. We're talking about being good isn't good enough, Ness. That was a good one.
Okay, here I am. I guess we just cut off. Yeah, that's one that I was a musical theater major at Syracuse, so that was one of my songs that I learned in performance class. The other one, Other Side of the Tracks, was our audition song. So that's what we had to learn for an up tempo and a ballad. So that was our up tempo that we all had to learn. So that was, if you know anybody from my era, that was our audition song. La Costa, the Natalie Cole.
I remember hearing that growing up.
Yeah, I sang that in the Westchester Youth Jazz Ensemble in high school. We were in a zillion different clubs and stuff. So,
They was fucking. Oh, excuse me.
Good.
Was very good, very good.
Good.
And lastly was Zazuzaz.
Zazuzaz.
Yeah. I love it because I love the whole New Orleans sound and the whole the culture there.
Yeah.
So we're good with that. But when you left, we were talking about what was the song? Not good enough. I put my
being good isn't good enough.
Being good isn't good enough. I will say that is a really you.
Yeah, that's So Leslie Uggams won a Tony for that from the show Hallelujah Baby back in the day, and that was another song that I learned in class, at Syracuse. So,
but you killed it.
Thank
you.
Good.
It was really good, and it had me all in my feelings because as a Black woman, it's like you listen to it. I've listened to it. I've heard it with Leslie Uggams. I've listened to it with Barbara Streisand. But as a Black woman, listening to it from a Black woman singing it, it literally hits to the core where it's like being good really isn't good enough. Like we have to, like we do this, and then we got to do it like a little bit more. We got to do it better. We always have to do it better. So I'm just hoping that when Kamala is elected president, you get to sing that at her inauguration because we're going to be right up in there. Let's are going to drive our asses to Washington, D.C. Chris is going to have to fly here, and we're going to have to drive as a collective group because I looked at hotel prices, and Lord Jesus, them dates, I was on my Marriott Platinum thing, and I was like, really, y'all want $3,000 for 2 days? That's just disrespectful.
Wow.
But we go.
But I was asking them before you came on, what did they think of the DNC convention? What did you think? Did you get a chance to see any?
Honestly, I was so jet lagged that I and then I fell asleep so I would catch up the next day because I was in bed at 8:30, and then it was all late night. So by the time
the first night was ridiculous because it was after 12, and when I fell asleep then too, and I would wake up to the commentators, but it was the most hyped convention I have ever seen. That roll call, and I kept saying, did we do this before? I don't remember, because I thought the DNC convention with Obama, I thought it was hyped too, but people like, no, not like this. I loved every single second that I did not fall asleep because after 11:30 I was nodding. It was absolutely fantastic, and she did such an awesome job on her speech. It was more than what I expected. And even the things that I thought were going to be like the worst for her, like the Israel and Gaza thing, I was so scared when she mentioned it. I was like, let's not talk about it. But she did excellent. And I'm Michelle. Yeah. She's tired of people. She's tired. And it was very clear. because she was tired of people and she came hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope Kamala secures that black job. That's all I gotta say. It was beautiful.
Point.
So
On
we can
that
get
note,
into UK.
let's get
into
to Love
UK.
Is Love. We're gonna start with Love Is Blind Mexico
I'm
because it was
jumping on.
No, let's
Love Is Blind
no,
Mexico.
let's
start with
UK. Start with UK because she hasn't
Oh, we're
seen
gonna
Mexico.
do UK.
Yeah, she's still here.
Yeah.
All right, we do UK.
So, who you want to start with? Well, we knew Tom was going to be a punk.
I told you Tom was a UK terrorist. He was a UK rioter. I
She
shouldn't
looked
say terrorist.
beautiful.
He was a UK
She looked
rioter.
beautiful. She looked really lovely. She's really in love with him. But you could tell.
Okay,
he's
so
probably
let's start with Tom and Maria.
yeah,
Go ahead, Chris.
Maria looked beautiful. You could tell she was really in love with him, that she really loved him, accepted him for who he was, but he could not accept her for who she was, basically. And even the thing talking about going to the mother saying, I'm going to take care of your daughter. You know what I mean? When the mother came, I know you have to do that for the camera. I know you have to do it, whatever, but, they hyped that up and got you excited about it. You know what I mean? And I didn't like that. I didn't like, even though you're supposed to bait and switch, you never know what he's going to say. But having the mother, the beautiful Maria's mother is so sweet and came to him and accepted him as a family. And Tom's like, I don't think I can do it. We have different values. So why would you even lead her on in the first place?
He didn't say that to her. He sat there, snug as a rug, when Maria's mother walked in, when Tom was sitting there with his friends and sister, whoever his party was, and she's like, can I come and talk to you? And he's like, yes, please, come on in. And she literally was like, I want you to take care of my daughter, and you're my son. She basically gave him the keys to the kingdom. And she's like, you're my son. Call me mom. Like, you don't have to, we're not doing this anymore. Her mother was all in. So that's when I saw that, I was like, when I was watching that, I was like, oh, mom, Tom is going to crush your daughter's feelings along with yours. Because as you saw, when he decided he didn't want to be with her, her mother was shooketh.
I wasn't surprised. I mean, nobody liked it, but it was hard to watch because I felt really bad for her because I really liked her. I liked her. I loved her family, and
but it's not for everybody.
He didn't have the soul for her.
But even, he kept saying she was sexy and it was her voice and all that stuff. So I think in his mind, he thought she was going to be completely different. And then when he actually saw her, you could see that he was like checking himself. So from the very beginning, I thought he was not in at all. That's what I thought.
But his final, what messed me up the most and what pissed me off the most, not messed me up the most, was his final decision when he gave the interview after he said no, was, well, if we have a daughter, she's going to want her man to pay for everything. And I don't like that. I want to I get that you want to raise an independent daughter. But at the end of the day, like, if a man is courting you, like, come on, with the chivalry, pay for the meal, pay for something.
But he's lying. That was a cheap shot. That was a cheap shot. He's lying. If you're a true father, you want somebody to take care of your child the way you take care of it, even better. So him to say, oh, I would want her to be independent. Yeah, you want her to be independent and all that. But he was just throwing out nonsense at that point. Just say you didn't want her. That was fine.
And like,
go and get Becky or
he needs someone like Tosh. He needs someone like Tosh. Just like Tosh.
Who the hell is Tosh?
The
Oh,
white woman he was also he was flirting with at the thing.
didn't end up with.
Exactly. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. And when he saw her, he was like, "You look just like I thought you would look." That's what he's a regular English bloke, and he wants a regular English lass. And Maria ain't that. She is a traditional Moroccan.
She's a Ritz
Huh?
Maria's a Ritz cracker, and she was an unsalted cracker. Because they didn't match up at all. And to think that girl, I mean, I'm not shading her. She's a nice looking woman, I guess. But Maria's gorgeous. Yeah, okay, that's the face I made too. But Maria was gorgeous.
No, he would have never fit into her family. Period. End of story.
That's because he didn't want to. But he could have.
He could have. They would have accepted him.
Yeah, the best part, they would have, like, her family would have accepted it. His family, well, he wasn't accepting of it, so here we are. The best part of that wedding was the interaction between Maria and her brother. When I tell you I was sobbing. So I sobbed multiple times during this episode. And when I tell you I was sobbing when her brother was about to walk her down the aisle, and she's just like telling him, you know, the father obviously passed away, and he stepped up. He stepped up when he didn't have to, and she acknowledged that. And he was like, "Oh," he's tapping her as he's hugging her. He's like, "Oh, no, it's okay." And she's like, "No." She gave him his flowers, and I loved every single bit about that.
And then his face when he said no, and he turned around and looked. I was like, "Oh!"
And her sister. Her sister's face was tight, and her mother's face was just shooketh like, what's going on? Her mother, I think her mother overall kind of like touched me, because I was like, wow. Because her mother was just disturbed. Her mother was like, what's going on? Like, wait a minute. Like, I gave you my daughter. I called you my son. I told you can call me mom. And this is how this is going to be. And you tell my child that, yeah, no, it's not going to work. Because I'm Tom, the UK protester. Yes, I call him that. Anyway.
Who's next?
Who do you want to go? Listen, you want to go to your people next? Ollie and Demi? Let's go to Ollie and Demi.
That was rough.
That was so rough.
That was hard for me.
Flatlined.
I don't think I've ever been that surprised by someone saying no.
Were you surprised?
I was Demi, I expected it from him, not from her.
Well,
but it's almost like, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll say it first. You know, it's like, let me get out of this,
right?
Because I can feel it
coming. The writing on the wall. I think she saw the writing on the wall when they were apart for 4 or 5 days, whatever it was, and he did not reach out to her.
That part. Yep.
That's when she was like, "Oh, wait a second. If you want to spend the rest of your life, and we're about to get married, and you miss me so much, you would at least reach out and be like, hey, babe, I'll see you in a couple days. I miss you, blah, blah, blah." He didn't say shit.
Remember, he said to her when they were leaving, "I'm going to FaceTime you."
Yeah.
We're going to FaceTime. Like, we'll figure it out. We're going to FaceTime and talk and whatever. And I'm like, bro, you didn't. And when she came out, like you said, Chris, when she came out and she's like, I haven't even heard from him. And I'm like, yo, you didn't even FaceTime him? Like a texter and nothing? That's just disrespectful. In this day and age of technology, how the hell you not FaceTiming? Why is my phone sitting here on E? That's just rude.
When E.
And you got to go.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that she got him before he got her. And he was shooketh. Because when she said, yeah, no, he was like, why? What?
He wasn't ready for that. But relieved. He was relieved.
You think
Oh yeah, he was really.
She was right. He definitely wasn't ready, but I still was shocked that she took the initiative
Same.
and said no. But he had showed, like I said, it has been one of those things with him that I thought that he was getting there, and I thought he would be. I was so wrong. I read the whole thing wrong. I guess I was the only one
But
that
you
was
were
stupid.
hopeful. You know, you were hope. He was always kind of like, you know, you hope that he's going to get. But I think also the fact that she grew up when she through this process, she really came into her own as a woman. It felt like that she was like, no, I am confident I'm this, and she said it so herself. That also helped her make the decision that's right for her and not for anybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I think he was surprised that, because the Demi from the early part at the beginning of the honeymoon would have said yes. But the Demi, after a month of being with him and knowing this, was like, no, I think I'd be better off. He's not ready. Maybe we can be, you know, friends or this, that, and the other in the future, but he's not ready. He's going to break my heart eventually because he's not ready.
But it's not the end of their story, because although I was like, I flatlined when she said no, it looks as though that they're still together and they're still trying to make it work. So I'm and the reunion airs tomorrow. Today's 25th,
good.
right? So the reunion airs tomorrow. So I am praying to baby Black Jesus that they are still together, dating and moving forward to a marriage type of thing.
See, I got different information that they are not together, so it's going to be interesting to see which one is true.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I really liked Demi. I liked her family a lot too, and her
lovely.
relationship.
Yeah, her father was really, really sweet. Yeah.
You know, and I hope that he helped her come to that decision. You know, or at least supports her wholeheartedly in that decision going forward. Not that she needs it, but you know, it's always good to have.
Can I just give a shout out to Aaron from Love Is Blind UK? Aaron from the pods was Ollie's homeboy.
Boy, yeah.
When I tell you, that is a friend to have, because he showed up for everything after the pod thing. Like when they was at their stag parties and their hen parties and stuff, he showed up and he was always in Ollie's ear, directing Ollie as he should, as a friend. So I give Aaron that. And even at the wedding, he was like giving him all the good things. And I was like, Aaron's a good friend. I just wanted to give a little shout out to Aaron.
Right? Who's next?
Can we talk about the venue, by the way, which was spectacular? And
Yeah, it was
every wedding was in a different wing of the place and different colors, and it was gore. That even just the drive up, I was like, oh my God.
It
and
was.
The rolls, yeah, that was nice.
The drive alone is spectacular in the Bentley. And then you just drive up that long road, and then you pull up into this palatial castle estate, and then it's very simple. Like I will say, when you pull up into that area, it's like, wow, this is magnificent. But when you walk in, it's very simple. You know, they had like the very basic chairs, but the floral arrangements and everything, I was like, I'm with that. I would love
really pretty.
Weddings were beautiful, actually.
All the weddings were amazing.
They were beautiful.
So, all right. So Tom and Maria, Ollie and Demi,
Bobby and
Bobby
and Joyce,
Jasmine?
whatever. Jasmine.
I'll let y'all have it. Let's talk about Jasmine's mother. Let's go there. Hater. She's a hater.
I was not
made
surprised.
It though.
He what?
They made it though. We're talking about,
and I didn't have any doubts about them.
Yeah.
making it. And I do think that they'll be okay. I mean, she will have to shut her mother down some, this is my husband, this is my marriage, but I think they'll be okay.
And Jasmine is bossy and he takes it. So if that dynamic set up, and hey,
she is bossy.
Yeah.
Can we talk about her mother showing up to the wedding and literally taking her shine, though? I was pissed. I wanted to throw my shoe at the TV when here comes Jasmine. Her bridesmaids, her little friends are out there with their little dresses on. She comes out with her dress and they're like, oh my God, you look amazing. They're giving her shine. Then the door opens up and I was sitting there on my couch and I was like, wait for it, TT, here it comes. And the door opens up and here comes Mama with her whole ass gown and her fascinator and then has the audacity to say to her daughter, now it took the shine off of Jasmine because everybody was in Jasmine's face. It's all about Jasmine. Then here comes Mama, and albeit she looked nice, and now she's like, everybody's like, oh, and she says to Jasmine, well, I couldn't let you outdo me. I wanted to throat punch her right in the esophagus, and I'm done with that. I don't like.
I agree.
I do not like. I have an issue with this. Listen, you had your time, Mom, and it didn't work out for you. So stay in your goddamn lane and let me shine and let me be great with my husband. And the fact that Jasmine had to sit there and have to articulate the fact that I have to have this conversation with my mother and set boundaries with my mother, that was disturbing for me. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm sorry. I get all in my feelings over certain things, and I didn't like her mother, and I do not like her mother, and I did say I was gonna shut up, right? But I'm not gonna shut up real quick, because when the wedding was over and her mother was like, oh, everything's great, her mother tightened up and was like, oh, this is wonderful, I'm happy for you guys, but I still was looking at her mother sideways. Okay, I'm be quiet.
Well, she should look at her mother sideways for the duration of her life, because I love a story in film about a mother's complicated relationship with her daughter. So many different ways that you can take it, and that one storyline where there's that competition and almost that dislike, you could see that clearly in their dynamic. It's all about her feeling like, oh, I want to protect you, but it's really her wanting to snuff out her flame,
Yeah.
Such a good story, but not in real life, man. You need to go and seek some therapy. And I hope someone explains it to her, because I don't think that she'll be able to step away from her mother. And I'm not saying that she should,
Never gonna
but
happen.
she needs to recognize exactly who her mother is, and that a lot of her intent is not good intent.
What does Jasmine do for a living?
They're all like in marketing or something.
He's a DJ, right?
No, he's on the cruise ships. He was sold stuff on cruise ships, and so
he also had the song that they played.
What do you call that? What is it?
Wedding?
Duty free. He does like duty free shit on the cruise
His
ship.
song that they played at the wedding was not good. It kept repeating the same thing over and over. And she's a don don. She's a don don. I was like,
I did though. I thought it was cute. I mean, I didn't like the song, but I thought that for them to play it at the wedding,
that was nice. But
I thought that was cute. I thought it was cute.
Yeah,
you gotta shut your mouth, Chris, when you get married and somebody's like, what's that song?
When I get what?
What's your song when you get married? That we're gonna
anyway,
be
so you know who I really loved? You know who I really so Sabrina and
the Irish, yeah, they're great.
Man, that was a beautiful.
Can we just talk about Steven Suit? Men
he looked good.
of the world. if you ever want to wear a formal attire or get married and wear a tuxedo, just watch Love is Blind and mimic Steven. Steven, hands down, was the shit. And I'm not fond of men wearing white at their wedding, but I am fond. He did it, and he did it to perfection with the white coat, the black pants, the shoes, the big black tie, the white shirt. I loved everything about it. Steven served on his wedding. Served.
But it was beautiful. It was a beautiful wedding.
Yeah.
I was getting, it was really nice. That was my favorite. That was one of the best. Hey, it was one of the best Love is Blind weddings that I've seen. Because they're both beautiful, really nice people, and they're both. He's like, they both have to. They're gonna have to make some sacrifices for each other, and they're both seemed very sound and really accepting of one another. You know what I mean? They're both willing to work. It was just really. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It got me. That one got me. I was like,
yeah, I was in tears. Oh, I was in tears on several weddings. And speaking of tears, let's listen. We're gonna save the best for last in my Vanessa Williams voice.
Who Benai?
We're gonna save the best for last, Benaya and Nicole, and we're gonna go right
Griswoldy,
to Catherine and Freddie.
Griswold, what was his name? Glyfer Benign thing. Remember his name? It was like something weird. I was like, where did you get Benaya from? I'll find it for you.
Yeah, let's go. While you're finding that, let's go to Freddie and Kat.
Kat, I hate her. I can't stand her.
Say one thing, because I didn't say anything about the last couple. I still don't like them.
You still don't like them? Oh, wow.
Hey.
I don't know. I found their wedding to be boring. I don't like them. I don't know why. I hate that I dislike them because they do seem very normal, very nice. I do not like them.
Oh.
Really?
I know it's amazing. I'm sorry. But I had to say it again. Like, I thought that by now that whatever it is that was just weighing on me about them, that I would get over it. But nope, did not. Do not like them.
I'm going to give you your flowers on that one. But I don't agree. And
so who's next? To say. So we're talking about
Freddie and Catherine,
which was good. I love that wedding.
Oh, me too.
It was the best wedding.
She's so
the best. All I'm going to say to this is the best part of that wedding was his brother. That he had his brother that has Down syndrome, and he had his brother as his best man. And I was sitting here like, your brother is trying to tell you something, brother. When he was sitting there talking to his brother, Jack, I think his name is, and he kept saying, Freddie. His brother was hugging him and loving on him. He's like, Freddie. And Freddie's like, what? And he's like, Freddie. And he's giving him a hug. And I'm like, Freddie, he trying to tell you, don't marry that crazy bitch.
Grundelwald Bridey.
Oh, yeah, when she did the whole full name. That was
Grundelwald Bridey.
I love it.
I was like, where do you get Benina from then?
Benaya. Anyway, not Benina.
Benaya, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm glad Freddie said, I'm glad he couldn't. Because
was scared.
It all dwindled. You could see them when they weren't talking to each other, and it just got so cold. And then she's trying to get back in. It was just, you knew it was dead a long time ago.
She was dimming the light in his eyes week by week. It was bad. Yeah. She was a horrible person. And
she's a horrible person.
In the pod? Did you all remember her in the pod?
Yeah, because she liked Ollie.
Yeah.
Right. But she didn't seem like such a horrible person. And that's one of the things too. I mean, that's too short of time to really decipher if somebody's a good-hearted person, because in the pod, she didn't give that much clue to like how petty she was, how dramatic she was, how even materialistic she is, how broke she is. She didn't give any of those clues.
But she did give insecurity vibes.
Yeah.
Like she gave a lot of insecurity vibes, and those had to come from somewhere.
Well, she was adopted. Remember, she's adopted, so that whole journey of like not feeling like you're worthy.
Yeah. She never got over that. And she
unemployed, no money,
living with her parents,
and then had the audacity at the wedding when he said no. Do we not miss this, people? When he went in to hug her and she's like, do not touch me.
Yes.
Do not hug me.
I love that part.
And I'm saying, when I saw that part and I was like, see, this is what I said. I was like, this is why my ass will never be on a reality dating TV show. Because if I went in for the hug and he or she said, don't touch me, don't hug me. Period.
But I definitely would be the one at the altar. Don't hug me. Don't hug me. I would say the same thing. So I felt for her on that one. I mean, because she was so sure, because she thought, okay, you all say that she was very insecure, and I did get that, but you didn't think that she felt 100% that he was going to say yes?
No.
Yeah.
The money and the business, that was a real sticking point, because remember he said, if something happens to me, I wanted to go to my sister because he didn't.
Yeah. No. I meant like, I think that she was secure in the fact that he was going to say yes. So I think she was really stunned. So yeah, with him, the whole prenup thing, I'm like, girl, this is 2024. Prenups are made, and he's telling you that he has this amount of money, and for this time being, it should go to his sister. He's not saying 20 years from now that you're going to be.
She was saying that's ridiculous.
Type of prenup. Her and her friends, they're stupid. They didn't know anything. Too much died. But I think she was so stunned, and that's what I really did like about it, because even though she's insecure, she still thought she was a baddie.
Well, I don't know where the
thought she was a baddie, that he would, and then she really thought she had him kind of wrapped around her finger.
Yeah. And again, her friends are the epitome of your friends aren't your friggin' friends, because her friends didn't have her back. Her friends just literally, when she was like, when she brought up the prenup, her friends was like, ew, oh, no. And then at the wedding, I read faces, I assess people, and at the wedding, her friends, when he said no, her friends, when the camera cut to her friends, her two little girlfriends was sitting there with the side smirk like, oh, well, at least we'll get to go out for brunch this weekend and have drinks this weekend. We ain't got to worry about her telling us she's got the husband. I tell you, you better be careful. Ladies, be careful of who you call your friends, because them bitches will always do you dirty. I'm done. Sorry, Vanessa. Sorry.
Oh, God.
I on my deck.
I didn't care for her friend. Well, I didn't care for her. So, of course, she's going to hang out with people who are similar to her. And they all were, like, just stupid. But the adoption thing, like, I wanted to know more about that. Well, no, not really. But her saying that she was insecure because she was adopted.
Yeah, because she felt unloved. She felt unloved.
That's on her parents.
No.
No, her parents. Yeah, right. Go ahead.
You're right, Chris. Her parents loved her. Her father and her mother that adopted her loved her to death, and they were there for her the whole time. She manipulated them.
Like, so maybe she just used that as an excuse.
Exactly.
Then, because there's no way. Because I'm like, coming from a family with adopted children, and none of them behave or act, or my brother is adopted. There's just no way that feel like he's unloved.
She used that as a crutch when
okay, that was where I was going.
When Freddie said no, and he left, and then she was like, "Don't hug me," and her father and I'm calling her her father because he adopted her. He raised her, for God's sake. He gave her a life. He went out there and he's like, I'm gonna go talk to my daughter. And he went out to his daughter, and she literally was so cold. She had ice water running through her veins, and she's looking at her adopted father that gave her the life that she has, and was like, don't cut that. I don't want to have this conversation. Don't talk to me. Yeah, go away. Get away from me. Yeah, and her father was like, he was like on eggshells. He's like, well, I just want to talk to you. I just want to make sure that I'm here for you. Yeah. And she's like, and he was like, okay, I'll leave you to yourself and leave you to your time. Listen to me. If I adopt your ass and provide you with a good life and you treat me like that, I'm throat punching you in the throat. You will not talk to me like that. That's the difference between us and them, period.
She was just the bad seed. She was the little girl from the bad seed.
That's a movie, isn't it?
It is. She's the little girl from the bad seed.
I'm going to have to watch that.
It's good. Right. It's good.
So, okay, who's the final couple? Is
that was it.
Nicole and Benaya. Nicole. I'll have that. I'm gonna sip my wine.
I was glad to see them get where they came from, because she lucked up going to the other jerk that everybody told her no, and she just knew she had, she knew better than everybody else who saw him from different angles. So she was very lucky that he took her back. And I was surprised that they stayed together, because I just thought that he would not get over it, but he seemed to have like, you know what? I like her. And I was happy for them. That was one of the better weddings.
Yeah, he's a very nice Benaya.
Oh, what was
Sam? The Sam?
Sam.
Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
Did not like her once he saw her. Okay, because I was saying he didn't like her because she was Black. And I don't know if he could tell from her voice, because a Black American, you 9 times out of 10 you could tell. But I don't know from like a British standpoint if you could tell what ethnicity somebody might be. But when he looked at her and he saw that she was Black, it was over then.
Yeah.
What? She is so lucky that she was able to get him back, because they vibed from the day one in the pod. That's why I was so angry with her. Yes. From the beginning. That was her go-to from the beginning. And you just let this guy just swarm his way in like nothing, like a little snake. And he had no good intentions at all. And he love bombed you. He basically love bombed you in a couple of days, and you went with him. I was mad.
Okay, I'm 100. What is love bombing?
Over the top.
Yeah. My God, I'm offended. Nobody's love bombed me in a minute.
Be love bombed. You don't want to be love bombed, ma'am. It is not.
Love bombed too.
Most people.
I'm joking.
Yeah, because you don't want that.
I just wanted to know what love bomb did, because I'm just like, this whole lingo that's going on now. I'm like, what does that mean? Like love bomb? Like, I don't know what that means. Okay, now that I know. Yeah, I don't want no part of that. We good.
And it's a short amount of time.
Do you want this on recording? Oh, okay.
What type of person is that? That's
When
like,
is she gonna be on our
like
podcast?
what type of person? Because that's me. That's me.
What do you
That's
mean
the
that's
type of
you?
person I am. Like, I'm the type. I'm me. What can you do for me? How much money you got for me? I'm that person. So what type of person? I just want to put it out there for everybody. It's me. What can you do for me?
What the hell
Yeah.
is that? Oh, that's the doggies. Oh, I'm sorry.
What did you?
That was the doggy love bombing us, Shahida. Like,
You don't
like
need an alarm in your house.
Shahida, the doggies is like, oh, I can
Fucking
see,
love
I
bombing.
got you, got you. And speaking
You
of
don't
love
need an
bombing,
alarm.
it's my prince. Hi, Gilly.
So is that it for UK?
I think
Yeah,
so.
that's UK.
So we're gonna go
Prince.
Did you
into.
watch Mexico?
Did you watch
Did you watch
Mexico?
the Mexico reunion? Girl, I watched that at like 9 a.m. in the morning because I was like, when I'm drinking my champagne and my wine, I ain't trying to read. I'm gonna watch this shit sober as a church mouse. And I still couldn't keep up. Cause the Spanish, they're like, and I'm just like, I'm watching it come up on my TV and I'm like, I gotta rewind. I'm sitting here like this.
And the closed caption doesn't capture
Rewind.
everything. You could tell that there was points where they'd be like, "We don't know what happened," and then just go to the
Okay,
next.
so we don't have to talk about it. But all I'm gonna say this, Vanessa, when you watch it, pay attention to Fernando, Karen's husband, because I literally watched Karen's husband the entire hour, and I was like, OMG. His face the whole time when everybody was talking, he's like,
All right, well, are we gonna talk about it? Are we gonna talk about it?
Talk about it. But I don't
Well,
want to. I don't want to. I don't
we
want to
talked
spoil
about
it
it through the
for
weddings,
Vanessa.
right? We talked about. We just didn't have.
All right, we'll talk about it.
And we'll see you soon, lady.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have a good one. All right. Yeah, we got to do Mexico.
All right, she gone. So let's go. Yo. Oh shit.
It went exactly like I thought it would go.
Exactly how I thought it would
Exactly like I thought it would go.
So let's go with.
Or
Let's
did we talk
start
about
with.
the weddings? Did we talk about the weddings at all?
We did talk about the wedding.
Yeah.
We did the weddings. It was the reunion that was next.
Yep. So all right. So Karen and Fernando, they said yes. They were the only ones that said yes. And they're really doing good together because they started a business together. And remember, the rumor was that they thought she was pregnant. She's not pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
But then I made the note that Fernando's faced the whole entire reunion because when every other couple came up and started talking, and when it came to them or with anybody, he was like,
yeah, they were the first one that they had to get into the circle.
Yeah.
And it turned green or whatever. I was nervous. She lost a lot of weight.
She looks really good.
She does. No, she does look good. I liked her both ways. I was just shocked that she lost as much weight as she did.
And I like that whole circle thing.
You like the circle?
That. I like the circle where it's like bring the guys out, sit them on one side, bring the girls out, sit them on the other side, and then come in and are we here? Is it going to be green or is it going to be red?
Who was the host? The guy.
The guy who was just.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
He just out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere and he was. Yep.
I was like, who is this dude?
But I love that he went after what's her name, Iris.
Yeah.
I loved he nailed they were not letting her go. And then she tried to come back with the, oh well, the reason I said the things I said about him, it was because of past relationship. Girl, you a straight lying. She put that up there because she knows that people they can't crucify you when you say, oh, you were abused in some type of way. You didn't like the man. You didn't like him. And you
Well,
only
no,
did
she
it.
said that the reason why she was triggered was because she had had former abuse from an alcoholic.
But I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it.
But
Oh,
again,
okay.
They couldn't say it. They couldn't say it,
if,
but I'm saying it.
even if, here's the thing, even if, stop. Like, why are we bringing in this, again, stop bringing your past traumas into present day shit.
But then
Like,
also,
this
he
dude
said
needs
it
beef
in the
for
pod.
ass.
He said it in the pod. He likes to drink, what he likes to do. So if that was so triggering for you, why did you pick him after you got dumped by Fernando? Because that's what happened.
Exactly.
Basically.
Because he never said he wasn't a heavy drinker. He loves to drink, and he said it plenty of times. And he doesn't want to be monitored about it. He wants to go out and live his life and have a good time. You were saying you're the complete opposite of that. So why did you want this man? You wanted him to prolong your ability to be on TV.
To be on
that was
TV.
it.
And that's why Karen called her out on that.
So them being not together, because I knew even though he was saying that they tried or whatever, that wasn't going to work because she's still lying to you and you're still accepting the lie that she really wanted you. She never wanted you.
Ever.
And I don't know if she wanted, Fernando as bad. I think she just wanted to be on the show. She wanted to be with somebody. I don't even know and she thought she had him. And then how they let her get away with that, like when she gave him that gift and she was pushing to be married. And when she told everybody in the pause that I'm gonna get married, she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
And made that other woman look like, she was crazy. She knew what she was doing. Yeah. She played everybody. Well, she didn't play us because we all saw through her because she was full of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She's full. Yeah, she's full of shit.
So what about next couple then?
Chema and Sylvia?
I didn't know if I like the Fernanda reveal at the end. When they're trying to say with Mafia.
I didn't like that.
She came in with Mafia and Gerardo. Yep. And then Fernanda came in at the end and was like, "I'm here." Oh. That was just stupid. That whole thing was stupid.
Trash. Yeah, it was stupid. And they let her off, in my opinion, because she was awful. She was awful to that man. And they made it look like he was the problem. And maybe he was in some instances, but I didn't see it that way. I really saw her as being very immature, very insecure, and then just really just nasty. She had a nasty personality towards him.
I knew that she had problems when he met when Fernando, what's his name? Fernando, what's his name? Gerardo. When Gerardo met Fernanda's family, her mother and her brother. And when he showed up to that little meeting with Fernanda's mother and brother, and the mother and the brother were on ice, like, what are we going to talk about? Like, what are we going to say? What are we going to do? What's going on? And then when Gerardo was there and they were like, oh, you don't know about, they were like, kind of like piggybacking or like skating on shit that's going on with Fernanda. And Fernanda's looking at them like, you better not open your mouth. And the mother and the brother was like, we'll let you figure that out, bro. We're gonna let you figure that out. But I love the way the brother was literally calculatingly asking him questions. And he was asking him like crazy questions or like non whatever kind of questions where he was like, let me just ask you a question. And Gerardo would answer it. And Fernanda is sitting there looking at her brother like, listen, it's all about the eyes for me. When they were with her people and Fernanda was looking at her mother and her brother, I was like, there is nothing behind her eyes. She was looking at her mother and her brother like, I wish nothing but death upon you people. Her eyes was black as hell and there was no emotion or nothing behind her eyes. And I was like, ooh, something happened to her. I will say this.
It could just be a shitty
comes out. Something happened to Fernanda in her family. There's a family secret that something happened to Fernanda. Why her mother and her brother don't want to bring it up. I think, and the father died. So I'm thinking, my brain is like, maybe her father sexually abused her. I might be wrong. Or somebody in that, something happened to Fernanda within that family dynamic that they all know about it, but it's not to be spoken of. Been there, done that.
It's just as simple as somebody is just a shitty, horrible person.
Yeah, you're right. But the way that I looked at it, the way that her mother and her brother were talking to Gerardo, and she was just tensed up, and she was getting all in her feelings. I was like, something happened to that woman. Something happened to her.
Yeah, maybe. All right, who's next?
Who else is there?
Well, okay, what about her, the guy? Because I felt like before we go to the next person, they kind of made him a villain.
Well, they also made him that he was on there to become a singer. He was trying to get exposure because he said he always played guitar whenever the camera was on. He picked up his guitar and was singing stuff.
Was he? I don't remember him singing that much.
He always had that guitar with him.
But he sang twice. He sang once to her in the pods, and then he sang again to her when they became engaged, and then he took her out to dinner and he sang her a song, and she claims.
But he always had the guitar on him too.
What?
But she's just evil. She's just looking for something.
Yeah, because why? If that's something that you love, it's your art, you love it, then I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I didn't get why they were really trying to make him out to be the villain when it was clearly her who was very nasty.
Agree.
Him, because even if he had the guitar or not, he still was trying to be very respectful to her. He tried to do the things that she liked. The only thing I disagreed with him on was the dog situation. You can't ask a person who has a dog, and that's the only thing that I disagreed with him on. But other than that, I thought he I thought he was legitimately trying.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you on that. I ride with you on that one. When he was talking about the dog, like the dog can go outside at night, and I was like, no, not my dog. Like you ain't gonna have my fur baby, like, drowned, whatever, for itself.
Who's next?
Thank you. You have my pretty boo out in the street. Right, Prince? You ain't nobody putting you out in the street.
You know he got up on the. Anyway.
Okay.
Who else was there?
We'll talk about that.
Who else was there?
The only other couple was Willie and Francesca.
No, we didn't do Shay and the girl with the gums. What was her name?
That was Chema and
Chema.
Oh. Yeah.
So she seemed a little bit agitated. She was trying to cover it, but she seemed very agitated with him and the situation.
Yeah,
So
because he kept trying to explain himself and justify him, even though he's saying, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. She's just like, you're full of shit, basically.
but yeah, but during the show you said it was okay. And
I think she's had time to reflect.
it seemed like they had a lot of, they were never going to make it. That's one. They were never going to make it. He really was not into her, and it was very clear. But also, she, being a model, was still very insecure about her looks. Very insecure about her looks. So when he could not validate her and his friends could not validate her, she was really feeling that. And I would have felt
and his mother hated her.
Yeah, I mean, like it was never going to work. But also, I think she kind of let him lead her into this thinking, because I don't know how much she really believed like that they were these people that like the renegaders, and they were just out there just trying to live life and not follow any rules. Do you really think that that's how she felt? I think she just went along with that just so she wouldn't seem hurt.
I also think she didn't see how he was really talking about her, until she watched the episode, basically. Because
he told her dead ass to her face.
He did
at her birthday. Yeah. At her birthday celebration, he dead ass. He didn't tell her to her face, but he told her to her face, as he was telling his friends and the whole group that was there, how he didn't like her eyelashes. He didn't like her dress that she wore to her own birthday party.
Yeah, he said that at the birthday party.
At the birthday party. He said it to everybody. The whole group. If we're really going to go there, like, he didn't have no couth about himself. He just went in, talked about her eyelashes, talked about her wig, talked about her outfits. And I'm saying to myself, ooh, when I watched that episode, I literally was like this with my glass of wine, and I was like, this is why I'm a sink. Single income, no children. Period. I ain't got to worry about no motherfucker ever talking about me like that in public. Period. The level of disrespect that he showed her by saying that shit, and he was so indignant about it. He was so in his shit about it. Like, I'm this guy. I'm Chema, and
he thought he was a lot.
He thought he was all that in a fucking bucket of chicken, and he's like, yeah, well, I could have done without the eyelashes.
He said a bucket of chicken.
I could have done without the dress. He might as well should have just said to her, I could have done without you in all. Take your ass out of here.
But I think they both, yeah,
they were weak.
They both from the beginning of when they first saw each other, it was a no for him, and she was like, I'll give it a chance, and then it became a no for her. And they just went through the whole process acting like, oh, we'd be friends, and oh, let's just be on part of it, and oh, that was just a waste.
Yeah, they were.
It was a waste of time. It was
Is that it? Is that everybody?
A completely waste of time.
The doctor, we did Iris, we did them, Fernando. Oh, Willie and Francesca, who laid into him.
I didn't like her. At that point, I'm like, she showed, in my opinion, a really nasty side.
Yep. Giving back the ring, giving back the bracelet, his family heirloom. You don't think she should have given it back?
Oh no,
she should have given it back.
She definitely should have given it
back. He
didn't
want it.
That was crazy. Was it a family?
Yeah, I agree with you, Shahida. Like, if that's my family heirloom, if I give you, if I'm a woman and I go on this kind of show like that, and I give you my daddy's ring or my grandpa's ring or somebody's ring that's a male member of my family. If we don't work out, oh, you goddamn right, I want that shit back.
Yeah, I don't
Please
believe
But he said he didn't want it back. He said he didn't want it back.
That's
So
why I don't believe it was a
that's why,
fair.
yeah, again, I'm with you,
This is
Shahida.
the
I
thing.
don't believe that.
Because I know if it was a family heirloom, his mother would have been like, "Get that ring back."
You goddamn right.
Get
A
that ring
Mexican
back.
mother on top of that? You know how we
No.
do in our, you know how cultures are. We want our shit back. We got to keep this shit in the fucking fold.
So I felt like he was, I don't know, I didn't like that part. But then her whole thing when he tried to explain like about her not wanting to work and how she was raised, where her father had raised her, that
This type of thing. He provides for everything.
Exactly. So I get what you're saying, but the way that she came off, I would have been nervous if I was him too. She's not working. So you have to accept that part of her culture. It's not to put her down because that's the
Her
way she was
and her
raised.
kid.
Yeah.
Her and take care of you and your kid.
So but how she sat up there on the stage or whatever, she did not get over that hurt of him wanting to leave. But going back to what Tanya and I said last week, when he said he didn't want to get married, you shouldn't have tried to force it, because everything went downhill after that. That's when they had their major arguments and everything. It just got worse for them each day. You should have left them alone.
Yep.
And we knew she wasn't going to go through with the wedding anyway because the daughter wasn't there. But to me, she showed a really ugly side to her at the reunion.
Yep.
And it might have been just that ugly side of just being hurt, that he didn't want her and she felt like she did everything, because she seemed very nice during the show, except for that one time when she called him the PUSSY word and she just went in. But
she also said you have no huevos, right? Wasn't she the one who said you have no huevos? Right? Or is that Fernanda?
Her or Fernanda, one of the two. They went gutter when they got mad. They went gutter.
Yeah.
So I think, so I didn't like her at the end. He was okay, but again, if you're not ready, why are you even entertaining the show?
But it's also interesting how many of them wanted. Well, it seems like a lot of these women wanted the traditional aspects of. And why aren't you discussing that, like with Tom, like in UK? Like, why aren't you discussing that beforehand of what you expect in a marriage? It seems like there's a lot of miscommunication, because I would not, if you know, like Tom or whatever, that you don't want a traditional woman and she's a traditional, going back to UK, she's your traditional Moroccan woman that expects that, how do you get to the point of like asking them to marry if you don't know that's exactly what they expect from a marriage?
But back to Tom and Maria. We're flip-flopping from Mexico and UK. Back to Tom and Maria. The fact that his only hang-up, listen, he ain't shit. Because the fact that his only hang-up was like, if we have a daughter, she's going to raise our daughter to expect the man to pay for everything and do that. And I'm saying to myself, we haven't even gotten there yet. Like, you didn't even marry her. And who's to say if you have a child with her, if it's a girl, look, we're talking 18, 20 years from now, shit could be different. Like, you're harboring, that's why I call this man fucking UK rioter Tom, because Tom ain't down with the shit. When he saw Maria, and when he fucking realized that Maria was a fucking Moroccan Muslim, and a fucking hardcore Muslim, and he met her family.
She would have been in hijab, like her mama.
True. But he wasn't prepared for what he got with, and I knew it.
But I think
was like,
a big part of that also is when he introduces his wife, and if she was an independent doctor that wanted everything paid for. Wait a minute. She was a nail, a makeup artist or whatever.
Makeup artist.
Mhm.
He
Right.
shamed her
So
for that.
he already had an idea of like, ugh. He's like, I don't like what you represent as my wife. He wanted someone to contribute it. He's like, I have a certain style that I want to live so we can both have double income, no kids. And if it's my single income and your makeup stuff, that's not going to be. When he first said to her, oh, I did have judgment about what you did, that was her time to go, you know what? This is who I am. I'm not going to fall in love with you because you don't respect me. He didn't respect her. Anyway, so going back to Francesca, I don't understand why they don't talk about in the pods, look, this is what I expect if we get engaged and married. This is what I expect. I expect the man to take care of this, that, and the other. Have that conversation in the pods. Why wouldn't you have that conversation?
This conversation because it's love is fucking blind, bro.
That has nothing to do with looks or anything else.
Because I would feel like
looks.
Yeah,
as a
At the
traditional
end of
woman,
the day, what are we gonna say? Are you black? You sound like you're black.
no, that's not what he's saying. He's talking about the income.
But where is it gonna go from there? If we're gonna talk about income and we're gonna talk about what you do for a living, then where does it end? If the show is Love is Blind and I'm supposed to be blind to this is why I would never go on a show like this.
No, listen, Tanya, listen. The question is, do you believe in traditional marriage where the wife is a stay-at-home mom and I'm the provider, or are we a two income home?
I'm sorry.
That's the conversation.
I take that back.
Why wouldn't you have that simple question before you get engaged and before you get married? Say, oh, by the way, I'm a traditional woman. I'm a Muslim woman. My father did this. He took care of the family. He this, that, and the.
You got to take out the Muslim. You can't say I'm a Muslim woman.
I'm from a family where my father took care of everything. And if you want to be my husband, if I believe in traditional marriages, that's what you have the discussion before you even get to the point. I don't understand why people are not having this discussion.
But did they? Okay, even afterwards, did she say? Because I got the impression that she wanted to keep working.
She did. Yeah. But she felt
so. But he was coming. Wait a second. She wanted to keep working, and then when she had children, she was like, "Okay, I might want to stay at home." Which a lot of people change their mind regardless. So she set it up front.
Nope.
His excuse about him wanting his daughter to be independent was just stupid.
Nope.
That was just, to me, it was just something he used to say that he didn't want her, when he could have just said, I didn't want her because she was Muslim. I didn't want her because that she was Moroccan. I don't want her because she's a makeup artist. So he went for the lowest hanging fruit that he could possibly get instead of saying truly what he wanted or what he meant.
Nope. When they went out to dinner, one of the times they went out to dinner, apparently
ice cream.
They went out to dinner before that and he paid. And then when what they showed on air, she was like, I'll pay for this. And that's when the conversation came up. She was like, I'll pay for our dinner and drinks, whatever, this time. And that's when the conversation came up about who's going to pay for what. And she said to him, I come from a family where you're the man and you pay for everything. Like if we're out tonight, you pay for this. If we were out last week, you pay for this. Period. End of story. And he did not like that. It had nothing to do with her having her own money and her being able to provide for herself. It had everything that it was the expectation. He didn't like the expectation. And when he denied her, when he said he didn't want to marry her, that was his only reason. If we have a daughter,
Yeah, I'm just saying the daughter part was stupid. He should have just said,
Very
my reason
stupid.
is because I want somebody that I can depend on 50% for everything. Then just say that. Saying the daughter was stupid.
Exactly.
So that's okay. All right. So we all agree on that. What was? Are we done with Mexico? That was it.
That's everybody, right?
I think that was everybody. Yeah.
And again, I'm just going back to Karen, my girl. Everybody dogged her. All the guys, didn't try to downplay her. And I think a lot of it was because she had a kid, even though Francesca, whatever her name, had one as well. But she seemed like, they're tight. And she was the only one to come out of there with a good marriage. So
I still
fuck
can't
them.
believe that
And
you
a
don't like
good
Sabrina
man.
and Steven. I still don't understand why you don't like them. I love them.
I don't know why. I know because I don't know why. I just don't like them.
What are you talking about?
Talking about
Steven and Sabrina. She don't like them.
Oh, I like them. Oh,
I know.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Tomorrow is the reunion, and I can't wait.
I'm probably sure that they're happy and still
But
together.
then again,
They'll probably be a success, but I
you never
just
know.
don't like them.
But you never know. You never know. I like them. I like them to a point where I was like, y'all motherfuckers better not play with my emotions. Like, I was watching this whole relationship and this whole wedding, and I was like, don't fuck with me, thinking that don't invest me in your whole love story, because I was all in it. I was like sitting here sipping my wine and my champagne, and I was like, I want a Steven too. I want to be a Sabrina too. And I was fucking crying my eyeballs out. And I'm like, if they don't work, I'm going to be disgusted.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. They just didn't rock my boat.
It's all good. I'm going to need one of them hats, though, Shahida.
All right, I'll be on it.
You better get two. You need two.
My mom just got. I just got my mom a law hat. You know, the apostrophe law.
Where did you get it? Because I want one.
Online. I found it online. I'll send you the.
I see all these different sites that having it, and I wanted to buy it either from like the DNC or
no, it's not an official one.
Headquarters. I wanted an official one. I don't think they're doing official one, so I think you do have to go.
Not an official law one. No.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I found one for my mom.
So I'm gonna. So if it's a secure site, then I'll do it.
Tell Gaga to send you pictures of her book club meeting and what restaurants they go to, because I want to see where they go.
All right.
Where they go.
So is that it? We are done for this week.
For Sunday.
So next week is what? So are we? We're gonna take a couple of a break, right? Before
well, we got the reunion for UK.
Yeah, after that, are we taking a break?
Yeah, we should take a break, and then we should go live when in December. I'm not saying why.
We're not going to take that long of a break. I meant like a couple of weeks because Married at First Sight is coming back. I think.
Oh, for God's sake! Are we really going to get into that again?
Look, if we talk about Married at First Sight, it's been going down. It's gone downhill.
Yeah,
it really has gone. I mean, we should give it a. We should give it a shot
every year.
Do is just give it a watch, like a first watch, and see where it's going.
Yeah, but even then, it's still disappointing because we were excited about the other one. We're like, oh my God, what's his name? And there's like, oh God.
It got really bad.
So I'm in agreement. Look at here. I don't want to podcast about it.
We can, but let's just. Well, first of all, I do want to talk about Love Is Blind UK reunion. I do want to talk about it
because I want to know where they are.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. But
we'll figure out.
We'll figure out Married at First Sight in 09.
Okay. All right. Well, until next time.
Good luck tomorrow.
Yo.